Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to another episode of BOMA Greater Dallas Unplugged. I hope you all had a great week and enjoyed this great weather we're having. For this episode, I thought we would talk about the executive director role. And if you're not caught up, let me do that right now. As you all remember, Teresa Foster left in July, and we asked Jacqueline Bird to act as the interim executive director. And during this time, she made the transition seamless. I also put together a search committee that is being chaired by Carrie McCampbell, and we have Ray Mackey, Steve Broom, Courtney Keebler, Michael Walker, Jacqueline Bird, and myself on this committee. We are working very closely with Pena Search, who is an executive search firm. They've gone through scores of resumes, have talked to several dozen candidates, and provided us with their top candidates too. From there, we decided to talk with a few candidates, and then we brought in a couple to meet in person so that we could really get a feel for them and just make sure that they're a right fit for our organization. We had them present to us their 30, 60, 90-day plan on what they would do from day one. And so we've met a lot of great people. We were ready to hire on a couple, and unfortunately, we're going to have to start our process over again. So we'll do that in January. But do know, guys, we're working hard at this, and I feel very positive that we're just getting closer and closer to that person that is the right fit for our organization and will take us on to a much greater level. In the meantime, I've asked Bernadette Jaramillo-Peck to act as our interim executive director as Jacqueline moves on. Bernadette is not a stranger to the BOMA world, as one, she did manage the BOMA New Mexico Federation, and she is Jim Peck's wife, a former BOMA International Chair. He's a BOMA Fellow and a member of BOMA Greater Dallas. So Bernadette knows BOMA, she knows our network locally and internationally. And so I'm just so appreciative of Bernadette for taking on this role for us. As I mentioned, Jacqueline is going to be moving on to her real commercial real estate job. And, as I just am so appreciative of her service that she's provided to us. She's inquisitive, detailed, and patient. And, I think she's learned a lot from this time. So I thought it'd be really great to have a conversation with her and get her take on what it's like behind the curtains of BOMA Greater Dallas. And also, this would be a great time to see what she's got planned for her presidency of 2022. So here's our conversation. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of BOMA Greater Dallas Unplugged. Today, I have Jacqueline Bird with us, and I thought it'd be really good to talk with Jacqueline, see what she thought about being the interim executive director. As you all know, she played that role for us after Teresa left, and she's done such a phenomenal job keeping us going. And so I thought, let's see what she thought about it. How are you, Jacqueline?
I'm great. How are you, Christine?
Doing good, thank you.
Good
So
deal.
first off, thank you so much for taking on the role and being the executive director. I think we kind of talked you into it. Teresa and I thought you would be perfect to help us through this role, and you have. The last 5-6 months has been wonderful, and you've been so great.
Well, thank you. I think, it was not something I would have ever imagined myself doing, but for you, Teresa, and the board to, put that kind of faith in me to help during this time, it's just definitely been an honor for me. So.
Well, good. Well, I always like to start off the interviews kind of letting the audience know who you are. Some may not know who you are. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I am a Dallas native. I was born in Dallas, went to high school in Dallas, went to college in Dallas. So I've been here practically all my life, except for a short stint. I spent a little bit of time in California and a little bit of time in Florida, but Dallas is definitely my home. I graduated my high school as valedictorian, and then later married my high school sweetheart, Andre Sr., and it's been the smartest decision I ever made. We have 2 adult children, Andrea and Andre. So you can see I really love my husband since they're all named after him. But we love to travel internationally. We've gone to places like Egypt and Spain and Africa and England and France, and we were going to be in Rio de Janeiro in July, but couldn't make it because of COVID. So that put a little damper in our travel plans. But that's what I really like to do, is travel. Um, I first got to learn about BOMA probably in the mid 80s, but I really didn't get engaged in BOMA until the mid 90s. I had a mentor. His name was Joe Summers. He is now a very good friend of mine who I can call on just about any time, but he introduced me really to being engaged in BOMA, which has been great. So since I started then, I've worked on community service and doing the Adopt a Block, as just a ad hoc committee member in the membership committee and other committees. So in 2006, I joined an industrial real estate company, and they didn't initially support association membership, so I had to drop from BOMA for a little while. But after a few years, they began to see more and more what benefit was to be a part of BOMA. And so I rejoined BOMA a few years after, and then I was one of the first participants in the industrial interest group that BOMA created.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah. So I've been part of BOMA for a while. I was elected to the board in 2017, and in 2019 was elected to Secretary Treasurer. And who knew that in 2020 I'd be playing the role of interim executive director? But again, it's been great. So.
Well, good. Excellent. So the $1,000,000 question, how has it been playing the interim executive director?
Well, it's no joke for sure. It has been educational because, when I joined the board of directors, it was a learning experience for me then. Of course, I'd been engaged in BOMA, but I've never been engaged in the management or the growing of BOMA. So that itself was a learning experience. But then being the executive director took the learning to a new level. Real estate I know, but association management, I've really, really learned a lot about it since I've been in this executive director role. And it's more, it's taking care of the membership in a way that I think most of our members don't realize is happening in the BOMA Dallas office. I'd also say that the executive director role has been very eye-opening as well. I had no idea how much the staff was responsible for. And I think, if you're on a committee or if you've gone to a program, that's all you see, but you don't see how much the staff is actually doing behind the scenes, the vast calendar that they keep and all the meetings that they go to. There's a lot of work, time, and effort that's put in by the staff behind the scenes to make it look really relatively simple.
Yeah, because they are over more than just one committee.
That's right.
They do all 12, 13 of our committees, and they take care of all 350, or really probably 200 because I add in the committee meetings in there. But
well,
yeah.
I would say that probably the exciting part of it for me has been getting to know the people who lead and who serve on our BOMA Greater Dallas committees. Being a BOMA Greater Dallas member, I'm able to meet people when I go to the events and such, but really getting to know people who lead and serve has been just a different, exciting time for me. And also being part of BOMA Greater Dallas's ability to shift, grow, and still continue to serve its members in the midst of this pandemic that we've had.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. You're also thrown into this role with the pandemic going on. So what do you think what's been a really big surprise besides, really seeing what the staff does behind the scenes? What are some surprises that you've learned?
Well, again, I've been a member for a while, but your 2020 BOMA theme is BOMA Connects Us. And I've really learned that that's 100% true, that BOMA really does connect us. This year, I have seen firsthand from a different viewpoint how hard BOMA Greater Dallas works to keep us connected and to provide value to the members through giving information, through the advocacy, and through the education that BOMA has provided. And even in the midst of this pandemic, it seems like we've been on high speed ever since. So I was really surprised at the fact that it really, really does connect us if the members take the time to avail themselves of what BOMA offers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think because you've been over the government relations committee as a
Hmm.
board member. You, like you said, you were part of the industrial committee, and so I think you really got a good, like you said, an overview of all the committees to really see what BOMA has to offer,
Yeah.
not just as an executive director, like on that side, but you're seeing it too from the real estate member side
Hmm.
and really knowing that. Do you think that'll take a play going off script? Do you think
Yeah.
that'll take a play on what you think about for your presidency?
It absolutely will. I mean, I feel like I'll be an even more prepared president at that time because I'll know more than just the real estate side. I'll know just more than just the membership side, but I also understand what it takes to keep the association going because I've had a chance to try my hand at it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good, good. So, kind of going off of that, because your year will be in 2 years. No, it'd be kind of more like almost a year. Like
Yeah, a little
it's
more
just
than a
probably like a
year.
year. Let's just put it that way. Um, so have you had a chance to think about that yet? A little bit more.
You know, now that we're transitioning and next year I'll become the vice president, I've started to think about it. But I thought the more I think about it, the more I think the best route for me in kind of shaping what my theme will be for the year that I'm president is to really be totally engaged in what's happening in the here and now, because that's going to show me what our theme should be in the upcoming year. So I'm just really looking forward to working with Michael, who will be our president, and you, our immediate past president, and then all of the board in the newer capacity, because it's going to shape me even more. And I think by that time, I'll know exactly what the theme should be.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like for this year for us, I mean, the executive committee, we do work together
Hmm.
on moving forward on anything, but this year it's like we really I feel like it was even more just because you really had you knew what was going on the background, so you were able to kind of loop us in. Not that that wasn't done before, I'm just saying that
Yeah,
um
I think it's a different kind of loop in it.
yeah.
Before it was the officers working with the executive director, and during this period, it's been more like the officers working together.
Yeah,
You know,
we really had to, and it's we really we did have to really work together on everything. And it wasn't just, I mean, it wasn't really administrative things, it was truly BOMA issues, BOMA things that we really needed to take care of.
mhm.
And I gotta say, like, it's really been, you guys have been so great to work with. And I don't know how else we could have done it. I mean, Teresa would have gotten us through it too.
Absolutely.
But I feel like the three of us, we've done it too. And, I feel like things kind of happen for a reason. There was a reason why you got into the role, the
Hmm.
interim executive role, and just the timing of with Michael and I and the three of us working together. It's been really it's been eye opening too on my end. I mean, yes, I've been in
Yeah,
BOMA for 10 years, but there's always something new that's going on.
yeah, I agree. I think everything happens for a reason. I think we all had some learning and growing to do, and this forced us into those roles that made us grow and made us better and made us stronger. And I think the big benefit that comes out of it at the end is that BOMA's membership will be stronger as our days, our months, our years go forward because we've had this experience together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Again, COVID, what I saw from being interim executive director is I saw the strength of BOMA. I saw the strength of its membership. I saw how members really do rely on the information and the connectivity that we bring. And without it, I think many of them, you know, would not be as um, engaged and not have gotten as far as they have during this COVID period. So,
Yeah, definitely. I think we really did a great job on keeping the information out there and um, keeping everybody connected in a time where we couldn't really do that regularly. We really had
right.
to think differently and really count on our network.
Hmm.
And BOMA's done a great job with that. So,
Well, as you talk about networking, one thing that I realized being in the interim director role is that BOMA is a network supported by a network, supported by a network. So, being part of the BOMA Association executive calls and the Texas BOMA board and the BOMA International activities, it's a great system of support that we have. Had an opportunity to meet with a lot of or talk with a lot of the different BOMA association executives, and they really play off of one another to, help make each BOMA local stronger. And I think that Dallas has really taken advantage of that and has really done well over over the years. So
I'm so glad you brought that up. I love
yeah.
that because I know, as you know, being a chair for education, I always look at what the other locals are doing,
Hmm.
because like Georgia was always the one I felt like was parallel to us, and just kind of seeing what everybody else is doing, because that's what we should be doing, is bringing we're not, if someone else is already thinking about it, we should be able to help bring that to our members. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's what our chairs and committees have done such a great job on. And realizing that the BAEs have a call together and
Yeah.
they go over all that is so good. That's really nice to know. And I think it can be a little forgotten that it's not just us, the local level, but we also have resources at all the other
Hmm.
levels and other locals. So
I think we can take a page from that into our BOMA local with our committees. In that, I know that with COVID, being the main thing that everybody's concerned about, and social distancing and so forth, we're not out of the period where we have to learn to pivot and do things differently. And just like the BAEs get together and they talk about some of the challenges, the committees doing the same thing, like on the meetings that you would have, talking about their challenges and brainstorming together, will also help us as well.
yeah. Well, very good, Jacqueline. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me, and
Yeah,
I
it's a
do
pleasure.
appreciate all your hard work. Like I've said, I we wouldn't be where we are without you,
Oh,
and everything that you've done and getting us through the last 6 months. It's now 6 months. I keep thinking 5, but we're already
I know, I know. But it has absolutely been a pleasure and a blessing to me to have had this opportunity to do it.
well. And I say this time and time again. You and Michael have both taught me so much, and I'm learning. I think people know that I'm love to learn. I learn from every experience that I can get,
Hmm.
and I've learned so much from you and Michael. Patience, humility, and just um, everything that we've done together. I will keep carrying on for sure,
Well, let me
as I
throw
keep
one back
moving
at
on.
you. What I've learned from you is strength, tenacity, and to always be inquisitive.
Oh, thank you,
So,
Jacqueline. I hope you all enjoyed getting to know Jacqueline a little bit more. And I hope you're just as excited as I am for her presidency in 2022. I just wanted to go over a couple of reminders with you guys real quick. First of all, I hope that you have renewed your membership. If you're having any issues, please let us know and we can help in any way we can. We do have a luncheon coming up in January on the 15th. Our topic will be about human trafficking, and we'll have a representative with the State Attorney General's office come speak with us about this and just kind of give us an overview of this horrendous crime that keeps increasing, especially during this pandemic. They are rolling out a program that's specific to landlords and owners, just to let us know what could be going on our property, but then also how can we react to that and help. This will be a really good one, a good topic to listen to. So I hope you guys are able to attend, if it's in person or virtually. So keep an eye out for that information. That's all I've got for you guys. Stay safe, stay strong, and keep up the good work. Have a great one. Thanks.